I'm rising, I'm soaring into the sky. Now, can you tell yourself right now? Let's go now. Say, I'm rising, I'm soaring into the sky. Ooh, I'm sitting so high in heavenly places. Living the super life is so refreshing. I'm sitting with kings and beautiful faces. Of the world so high, can you see me shining? I'm conquering territories, going beyond boundaries. Cause my faith is a victory. I've got a hope of glory. I'm rising, I am soaring beyond the sky. Can you say to yourself right now? Come on now, say, I'm rising, I'm soaring into the sky. Come on now, everybody, can you wave your hands now? Let's go. I'm rising, I'm soaring, hey, into the sky. And hold me down. Hey, hey. Come on now, say to yourself right now, into the sky. Are you ready to repeat now? No stopping me, no holding me, no breaking me. I can fly. Come on now, say, no stopping me, no holding me, no breaking me. It's my time. Take it down, say, no stopping me, no holding me, no breaking me. I can fly. Can you be on your feet and sing with, no stopping me, no holding me, no breaking me. It's my time. I'm rising, I am soaring into. You will not be sitting down and be rising. So be on your feet. I'm rising. Come on, everybody now. I'm soaring into the of the world so high, can you see me shining? Oh, hey. Everybody, yeah. Oh, I'm rising. Hey, I'm soaring into the sky. Can you help us sing it? Everybody now say, I'm rising, I'm soaring into the sky. Everybody help us sing, yeah, yeah. I'm rising, I'm soaring into the sky. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, now a round of applause for yourself. Come on now. Come on now, come on now. How many of you love Nigeria? Come on. Let me see your hands up in the air. How many of you love Nigeria? How many of you know that we don't have any other place other than this place, Nigeria? How many of you know that Nigeria is one of the best countries in the world? Very well, very well, very well, very well, very well. I don't know about you, but I'm so proud to be a Nigerian. And with respect to our our independence, okay? I just want to do this song. And please, come on now. Show Nigeria some love. Come on now. So show Nigeria love, man. Come on now. Show Nigeria some love. Come on. I don't know about you, but Nigeria is a great nation. Push it up. Push it up. Let's go. Come on, everybody. Let's go now. Push it up. 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 Come on now. Can you wave your hands now? Everybody. Here we stand as a people with one song, with one voice. We're a nation undivided and poised. We will take a stand and build our land in faith to defend what is ours. as a people with one heart for one cause, will the timing to rebuild and restore, where freedom reigns and truth prevail, a land where there's hope for us all. Can you tell your neighbor, say, oh man, where there's hope for us all. Oh, we are all we have. We'll defend our land. We'll believe in this nation, and we all will get there. We're all we have. We'll defend our land. We'll believe in Nigeria and the promise she held, and that one day we'll shine like the sun. Oh yeah, what a great nation. Yeah. Hold your neighbor now. Come on now, neighbor. Say, though we are many people, different tribes, different tongue, will unite and in the strength and resolve to uphold the honor of our land and for generations to come. Oh, and for generations to. Can you wave your hands, everybody, if you know you love Nigeria? Come on now, say, we are all we have. We'll defend our land. We'll believe in this nation, and we all will get there. We're all we have. We'll defend our land. We'll believe in Nigeria and the promise she held, and that one day we'll shine like the stars on. What a great. Come on now, Nigeria spirit. Come on, everybody, come on, just rise up. Everybody, Nigeria, rise up. Hey, hey, hey. Everybody, come on, just wave your hands. Even though you love Nigeria. Oh, we are all we have. We defend all land. We believe in Nigeria. We believe Nigeria is the envy of nations. Oh, yeah. We are all we have. We'll defend. Oh, we believe north, south, east, and west, that Nigeria is our home. Hey, and the promise. Hey, 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 hey. So we are all we have. We believe in Nigeria. We believe that Nigeria is gonna be a better place for every one of us, and we believe we are all we have. We And that one day will shine like the sun. Oh, what a great nation. Come on now, come on, make some noise for Nigeria. Hey, hey, hey. What a great nation. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, yeah. What a great nation. God bless Nigeria. God bless you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Okay. Right. I'm feeling very patriotic right now. Very, very patriotic. Rotimi, maybe I'll double my taxes this month. Is there a system that accommodates that? Can you pay your taxes twice? To you, Rotimi, you're not feeling very patriotic. All right, thank you very much, Chris Ade. That was quite something. Yeah, that was something. If you have Timi Dakulo's phone number, you can tell him that he might as well stop performing the song. He might as well stop performing it. All right, so we'll move very quickly into the next pop-up session, and I should continue. Okay, the next pop-up session is Healing the Present. That is mental health, conflict, and collective care in Africa. And I'm inviting Samuel Duroc to come to the stage. Where is the patriotism? Why are you not clapping? Come on, come on. Yes, clap, clap, clap. Aha. Yes, more. Don't make him feel bad. Yes. Guilt tripping always works.
I don't think it usually works. Thank you. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Diruk Samuel. I'm super excited to be here, and also, of course, thank you for the privilege to share from my learning. And I think, personally, I'm not here to make a presentation, but rather to walk us through a journey of experience, learning, and how to become better people as Nigerians, especially we are young people. You know, I did something last month that I've never done. For the past 10 years, I've been an entrepreneur, and I've never gone on a break because I feel I should keep working. So last month, I decided to take a break of 1 month, and I traveled down to Nairobi, Kenya. And I decided not to do anything. I said what I will focus on is just myself, experience the country, take a road trip, and then come back to Abuja and see what could be. So of course I traveled. From Nairobi, I took a 7-hour trip to another county where I spent a couple of time before coming back to Nairobi. And of course, I stayed in a quiet place where the experience was amazing, and then I was experiencing the community as well. But one funniest thing happened. When we were driving, we got arrested. And the traffic police said we disobeyed the traffic rule because we're supposed to drive 50 kilometers per hour, but we did 58 kilometers. Of course, we have to keep abiding by that rule, driving 50 kilometers per hour. But then I was like, this is super amazing, because here in Abuja, we can do 160 kilometers per hour, and then nobody stops you, you know. It's super exciting. So I spent like 1 month driving 50 kilometers per hour. When I got back, my colleague picked me from the airport, and he was like, I know you want to drive, just take the wheel. And when we hit the airport route, I was literally scared because I was feeling something will go wrong. You know why I'm sharing this story with you? It's just to tell you how our society, environment influence our mental health, how we think, and our culture at the same time. And I could literally see the reason why we take a lot of risks as Nigerians, because from our society, culture, the way everything was designed around us actually makes us to take risks. How many of you have seen like maybe a traffic signal in Abuja lately? The one that is the traffic limit sign that you should not exceed the limit. How many of you have seen one lately in Abuja? So this is super amazing to tell you that even the roads that you drive on asks you to take more risks than you should. And our mental health issues in Nigeria is not quite different from any other, just that ours is super extreme in a way that if we are not careful as young people, living outside the country will be so difficult for us because we are used to speed, we're used to, can I say, much of freedom, and then we doesn't even know how it's affecting us on daily basis. As you may be aware, 70% to 75% of the population in Nigeria, we are young people. We've been told we can do anything because we are young, strong, and we can try many things. But does that also affect our mental health? Of course it does, in ways that we cannot imagine. At the moment, we have over 50 million Nigerians that are having or must have experienced one form of mental health problem or the other. And then, surprisingly enough, we don't have even sufficient doctors to take care of us. What does that mean? We only have 300 psychiatrists that are certified in Nigeria that you can approach as a person to say, oh yeah, I'm having anxiety, I'm having depression, how can you advise me? What can you recommend for me? And we only have 300 of them, and it is estimated that 50 millions of Nigerians are having one form of mental health problem or another. The beauty is that, or I would say the challenge is that to a doctor, he is expected, or to a psychiatric, he is expected to take care of 160,000 patients, which is super, I don't know how to describe it, but I think it's super alarming. We've talked about pandemic here, and I think mental health should be another one. Not just that, but at the same time, we as young people have to find best ways to take care of ourselves, become better people, and ensure that we achieve our goals. And basically, at the African level, I would say that ours is extreme. That's why I'm focusing on Nigeria, because yeah, I grew up here, but I was privileged to travel across other nations. And I can tell you, leaving these shores alone has a lot that to do to your mind. And when you come back, you can see the clear difference. But of course, I love Nigeria because of the freedom and a lot of things that we are enjoying in this country, that if you go out there, you know that Nigeria is actually a better place to live. So in order to heal what I have just few points actually to recommend. I think I have 15 minutes, so I probably have exhausted my 10 years. So just to recommend, of course, in terms of path to healing from Nigeria down to Africa, in terms of culture, whatever. I think the first thing whenever you realize you're having mental health problem is actually to acknowledge that you have one. When you acknowledge that you have one, the next thing is just to identify your triggers. For me as a person, I know at some point, it was super difficult for me to understand that it was a problem until I realized that when I see clouds and it was about to rain, my heart will start beating faster. I don't know why until I sat down and then traveled back to my upbringing, and I realized that it's something that happened during my secondary school days. You know, if you've done boarding school, you have this bunk, the one at the top and then the one down. So it happened that where my bunk is, it usually leaks. So anytime I'm not in the hostel and it's raining, of course, my mattress would get wet and I would not have a place to sleep, or I have to sleep on it like that. So it happened that anytime I'm not in the hostel, if it is about to rain, it's either I rush back or I just risk it that way. And that thing got to me so bad that at some point, my adulthood, whenever I see it about to rain, you know, that involuntary memory comes back that something bad is about to happen. So when I realized that this is actually something, it's more of like post-traumatic stress disorder, which if you allow it to happen, it will keep happening. So I have to start laughing at myself, and I think it's one of the key things that you should do to yourself as a young person. Whenever you realize that you have a mental health problem, identify the triggers, laugh at yourself, say it so much to yourself that when someone say it to you, it doesn't matter, because before someone laughs at you, you've laughed at yourself already. And then lastly, I have a couple of points, but I will just pick up the major ones. Like I said, laugh at yourselves, create your own routine. You know, we really want to be free people, but to be sincere with you, our world is not designed really for you to behave the way you want. You have to create routine, be it a religious one. If you can pray, please pray. If you can meditate, please meditate. Yoga, if you can, fine. But for me, what works for me, it's actually to take my quiet time, meditate, and also pray whenever I realize that I am overstretched. So please, prayer is one of the major things that you have to do. And don't be ashamed of doing that. It's your own routine. And then lastly, I would say, measure your cognitive load. This is a major one actually for us young people and as Nigerians. Recently, I read a report that Mark Zuckerberg, you know his famous T-shirts, that he has over 600 of them. And why does he have the same color, the same size, the same shape of T-shirts that we all see him with? It's just to enable him to think fast, to solve the major problems. If he is to dress, he doesn't have to think, which clothes am I to wear? Just pick it, it's the same thing. So with that, his cognitive load has been reduced to fix the major problem that his company, likewise Obama, besides I'm one of the Obama African leaders as well. So Obama, it is said that he has 30 the same suits, the same size, the same color, the same design. Just get to wardrobe, pick it, focus on your issues, and then go and fix them rather than spending much time. And that is because, yeah, we've been lied to. That's funny enough that we are small gods. We can do as much as we can, but man, you can't do everything. Your body has its own limitation. Your mind has its own limitation. So please measure your size, know what works for you, and fix your own issues. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Samuel. I particularly liked that he drew a parallel between the way our systems are designed and our need for mental health care. And I absolutely, totally agree with him. I think that we used to say there's something in the air in Nigeria that makes everybody loud, brash, angry, aggressive. But I see what he means in terms of it being systemic. And when you spend time in other cultures that are not designed that way, you will see how their mentality is oriented towards thinking at a slower pace with calmer demeanors. I think I remember the time a driver was taking me to the airport somewhere in East Africa, and I wasn't late for my flight, but I kept telling him, "You're running really slow. Why? The road is empty. Do you want me to miss my flight?" And he turned to me and he said, "Pole, pole." Nigerian? I said, yes. He said, "Pole, pole," which means just calm down. He could tell without me saying who I was that I was Nigerian, because instinctively we are in a rush. We are trying to beat the next person. We're trying to hurry somewhere. And that must definitely be weighing on our heads and giving us, well, I say we're all a little crazy, but if we're being a lot more diplomatic, we'll say we all have some mental health issues to address. So thank you very much, Samuel. The next pop-up session, I've actually been looking forward to this one because of the title. I'm very partial to anything education, so I've been looking forward to this. I'd like to invite Gift Oyiloye Okeu to talk to us about not just schooled, but skilled, rethinking education for the Africa youth. I said I like this one. Where's your applause? We all really need to learn how to serve dictators. Come on. The world is moving towards a dictatorship, right? So when I say clap, you have to sometimes anticipate it. Okay? Aha. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So, good day, Africa's future leaders. I'm excited to be here today. I'm Gift Oilonyokewu. I'm an entrepreneur and youth advocate. I want to sincerely appreciate the Youth Hub Africa for giving me this opportunity and every organizer of the DARE conference. Please give them a round of applause, please. Thank you. Thank you. And I also want to celebrate each and every one of us present today for showing up. It means that we have people who are concerned about the future of Africa as a continent and the future of young people. So please give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. So as someone who is passionate about education and youth empowerment, I would love to share my thoughts on what I titled, Not Just Schooled, but Skilled, Rethinking Education for the African Youth. I believe that education is a core strategy for our development as a people and a continent, and here's why. Education, the word, is derived from a Latin word pronounced as educere, which means to bring out, to nurture. This means that it doesn't matter where a person finds themselves, be it a bottomless pit, a dark place, a slum, whatever the circumstance, if they can have access to education, they can be nurtured, and there is a chance of being their best self. However, for us to harness, the promises that education offers, I think that we need to do certain things differently, which is why I came up with these 3 things that I think apply. And I know when we talk about education, governance, policy, what comes to our mind is blame the leaders, hold the leaders accountable, which I agree that we have to hold leaders accountable. But today, for the purpose of this meeting, I will just be speaking to young people and how we can approach education differently to get better results. And the first thing I'll talk about is apply your studies or align your studies with your passion and strength. So let me ask this question. How many of us today, what we are practicing now as a profession, business career, is different from what we studied in school? Let me see your hands up. Let me go over the question. Okay, we are all rich kids here. We are all practicing what we studied in school. Let me go over the question again. How many of you today, what you're doing now, is different from what you studied in school? Let me see your hands up. Good. So there are quite a number of hands. And I think we in Africa, we have a habit of, studying courses that do not sharpen our natural born abilities. And I think that it can be limiting. Education, we have understood the meaning, is supposed to bring out the best of what is in you, supposed to nurture what exists in you. And I want us to think of education as going beyond, just being a regular graduate, but gathering the necessary skills that requires to become innovators, problem solvers, change makers, entrepreneurs, and even leaders. And this is why I think that it's very important for us to align our studies with your passions and skills. You have no business studying microbiology if your passion and skills are in storytelling. We would need you in the creative industry. We need people to tell our stories. I asked someone recently, okay, so what did you study in school? And he said, math. I said, okay, so what do you do now? And he said, I'm the regional area director of POS attendance for Money Points. I said, okay, I see where the maths come in. But that's a joke, even though nobody is laughing. But what I want to pass today is that it's very important for us to align our studies, with our passion. And this is not to say that there are some courses that are more important than the other, but it's the fact that you have to have a dream or a vision for every course that you take on. You need to have a problem at the back of your mind that you want to solve. Now, let's take an example. Say A and B goes to school and they want to study molecular biology. But A says, I just want to graduate, get my certificate, and work somewhere fancy. But B says, there's this problem with genetic molecular biology that I want to solve. And, I want to partner with tech innovators to work on an app such that you are able to know the DNA sequence even without running a test, and to even know who the father of the child is with a face scan. Now, will B make a difference or not? I want to get a chorus. Will B make a difference or not? She will. will B, make a meaningful contribution to society? She will. Will that in turn lead to our development as a people? It will. So that means that there's no need wasting so much time doing things. And for a lot of us, that time had come and gone for our first degree, but you're doing masters now. You're taking on new courses now. There's no need just doing it because, everybody is there. Follow what it is that the problems you have at the back of your mind to solve. It doesn't matter if it's winemaking, filmmaking, but as long as you're passionate about it, education can nurture it and can get you the best of it. And the second thing I would want to talk about is to turn your knowledge into usefulness. For this is very simple. Get hands-on. When you figure out why you are in a certain field, and you figure the problem you want to solve, make sure you translate those knowledge, those ideas you have into touchable realities, into physical things that can solve problems. And I know it's not as easy as I've said it, but most times turning your knowledge into usefulness will require a lot of personal development. If you've had the experience, like I've had this experience, you will know that your first degree is usually not enough to get you to where you want to go. A lot of times you need to take more courses, hop on cohorts, learn new things and so on. But it's very important that you translate that ideas into, physical things that can solve problems. And to even do this, you would also need to collaborate with people. Now, when you're on your journey on self-development, you would attract people who will come and say, I love what you're doing. And those people become your network, right? Within that network, you partner and collaborate with people as well to solve bigger problems. I think as Africa, we need to just move from having big ideas. A lot of people are very intelligent, but we need to begin to feel those things that we know. We need to begin to translate those energy, and energy should be transformed from one form into the other, right? So when you have ideas, bring them into life. That's what, turning knowledge into usefulness is about. And the third thing I would like to elaborate on, which is very important, is to leverage on soft skills, the importance of soft skills. And I feel like we cannot overemphasize this enough. We are in a competition, globally, we are in a competition of people who want as much as the same things that you want, and even are qualified as you or more. But there are certain things that can stand you out, which are your soft skills, your ability to communicate, your people skills. How consistent are you? How dependable are you? And I feel like one very vivid example for this would be in my secondary school. We used to have this thing, termly, where I attended Abuja International Academy. We used to have this thing where they would divide us into group, maybe in a term, to work on a project. And so when they are picking project group members, you will just be watching who your group member is, because somehow you can tell by the people they pick whether you will succeed or not. You understand? And that is what the power of soft skills is. They will just be picking, they call this person's name. And you look, the person is your best friend, but you and I know that even with that person being there, the risk of you, doing well in that project, you can see that, you have issues with it. But then imagine they pick and pick and pick, and suddenly they call your course rep to become a part of that group. You feel at ease. You feel like, get as you won't be. There's going to be something. And this is because there is something that stands him out, which is soft skills, availability. It can be that you are that guy in that team that, it doesn't matter when they set up that meeting, you would always show up. And you will show up early. You are very punctual. No, if it's Sheyi, he will be there. Even if the meeting is by 2 p.m., he will be there. If you be that guy, somehow, people would always, want to rely on you and put things in your hands. And this does not matter if you're an employer, employee, organization head, and so on. You would need much more than just qualifications. Soft skills will put you apart and ahead. And these together, I think that we can apply beautifully to get the best out of education. So living here today, I would say that every day is an opportunity for each and every one of us to be great, and for Africa to be great. And I dare each and every one of you today to wake up and make that happen. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Gift. Remember I said I like this session. So do you think that applause is fine for a session your dictator likes? Thank you. Act accordingly. Act accordingly, please. And thank you once again, Gift. The tail end of her speech, something stuck with me when she was talking about the mythical class rep. And the first thing that she talked about was dependability. You say 2 p.m., Sheyi will be there. And that just gave me an opportunity to give you advice, especially the young people who are here, that no one asked me to give. Dependability and solidity will stand you and will keep you in good stead and take you much farther than your intelligence, your creativity, and all of the other fantastic skills you have. Just these two. Being able to be considered solid, dependable, these two skills, it will take you a lot farther than all of the other things. If people know that you're going to be there at 2 p.m., and if you say 2 p.m., you'll be there. If people know that when you say, I'll get this document to you by noon tomorrow, they can go to sleep knowing that you'll get it to them. If people say, oh, you want 300 students at that conference, I'll get you 300 students from the schools that you require. All of these skills, they will take you farther than being the smartest person in the room, being the most creative person in the room. Why? Because execution will outperform ideas 100% of the time, right? The real work that takes you for growth is not sexy. It's not beautiful. It's just everyday, solid, putting one block on top of the other, one block on top of the other until you get to where you are. Right, I know you didn't ask me for that, but I felt that there was an opportunity to say that. Right, so let us switch to the next session, talking about one block on top of the other, education, perfect segue. So we're going to give awards to the Girls Education Essay winners. First, I will call the students who are the top 3, who are the winners. I'm not saying who won, so don't take it as who the name I call first is the first. Don't take it that way. Fatima Abubakar, can you come towards me? Just come to the stage. Nicole Rapu. Okay, Boya Veronica. My years in Uniben, I try to pronounce that surname. I try to use it, but my apologies if I didn't get it right. Right, I do not know anything about the program. So I'll invite the person who knows a lot more, Dowese Ndie. Please, a round of applause for her. Come on. Yeah, you can come here. Oh. So she will tell us about the program and then we'll take it to the next step. You have to because of the lights. If your dictator had to climb the stage, everybody must climb the stage. That's how it works.
So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dowese Ndie, and I work with the program team at Youth Hub Africa. Okay, so I'm here to talk about the What Girls Want in Education project. So first, I'm going to say that for us at Youth Hub Africa, we are very passionate and jealous about the girl child. And part of what we do is to advocate for a more gender-responsive education sector. And this essay is supposed to give us data that we would use to discuss with policymakers and decision makers to advocate more for education. And when I say a more gender-responsive education sector, I don't mean an education sector that is all about the girl child. I mean an education sector that caters for both the boy child and the girl child. So we did a call at the beginning of the year to have an idea of what girls really want in education. And we did this call and sent it out to all the 36 states in Nigeria. And we also did a lot of publication around social media. And at the end of the day, we came out with about 300 submissions for this essay. So I think that we should clap for our students as well, because it just goes to show how much they want things to be done differently and how much they want change in the education system. So after we did that, we did a call for judges to help us evaluate this so that it is very transparent as much as possible. So we did a call for judges, and we selected 3 judges who helped us review and select our winners who are standing here with us today. So I'm just going to quickly give an opportunity to one of the judges to also run us through the review and the selection process of Fatima, Nicole, and Veronica. So I will invite Mr. Hassan to come and run us through that. Thank you very much.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hassan Nuruddin Olanrewaju, and I was one of those who reviewed the essays written by over 300 girls sent to Youth of Africa, and where we finally got these 3 amazing girls. From when we were contacted, the essay was around A Voice, A Vision, which is a competition that invites girls from secondary schools across the country to share their experiences, insights, and aspiration to gender-responsive, inclusive, and quality education system. The goal for this essay was to provide a platform for girls to be able to share their experiences and aspiration, raise awareness that would inform policies, foster dialogue, and promote critical thinking. So those were some of the things that we were looking at as we were grading the essays. And some of the key criteria that we used for grading the essays included, so we were looking at it in a percentage manner. So there were 100 marks for each of the essay, and 20 marks for relevance to the theme. How relevant is your essay to the theme? If it's very, very relevant, you are rest assured that you could get 20 or close to 20. The highest you could get in that regard is 20. And then we're looking at the originality and creativity. A lot of people, would write essays, but it's not original. You could see a bit of, I've seen this somewhere, or, there was also a bit of, while we do not discourage the use of AI, the overusage of it is also not very, very encouraged. We are still young, and we should, and these are our experiences. It's not something outside of what we are seeing in society today. So I'm not sure why you should use AI to write something completely. So originality and creativity got 15 points, a maximum of 15 points. Content, argument, and strength would get you 20 marks if you're able to argue your points very, very well. Because again, there are a lot of things affecting girls and their vision, but how do you pass that message? And remember, we are reviewing over 300 scripts, so you need to be able to shine bright like a diamond, like Rihanna would say. And then there was language and grammar, which was 10 points. Clarity and expression, 10 points. Your impact and persuasiveness, how are you able to persuade me with 500 words to show me that this is something worth looking into? And then final recommendations, which is based on, a look at everything that I had discussed earlier and based on what the reviewer feels. And that was how we were able to get to 100. So I can assure you that these ladies got maximum marks for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chief. Thank you. Before I call out the positions and then the people to present the prize, I've sat on this instruction for a while. Someone is missing a power bank and an iPhone power cord. So if you've seen any, please just reach out to any of the team. Right? Thank you. Right. So it's time to present the awards and time for them to know who won what. I'll start with the third position to be presented by Ms. Ashifa Agede. Please, a round of applause.
I'm the best my generation never seen. I came suddenly, I be like Nepa Bill. I never since, I never miss. I be smashing, I be killing
Just
everything.
walk to me.
From Ikeja to Ojuwe, like that bridge. To the many places that I've never been. Remember this, I'm a king.
Okay.
I'm a legend.
And this award goes to Nicole Rapu.
Please celebrate her.
Remember this, I'm a king. I'm a legend and I'm making up my champion. Remember this, I'm a king. I'm a legend and I'm making up.
Super good. Hey, I be finding silver lining where the mother said I need patience and due time, and I be reclining my design. I've been grinding for my needs. Butter whip to give my nephew, put them diamonds on my knees, shining so dope that I purchased 88 keys for mama to play a song.
I was told to announce the amount. No, it's 200,000 naira. Please, yes. Congratulations, Nicole, and thank you, Ashifa. All right. Yeah, Ashifa can leave. Nicole can just step back. Thank you very much, Ashifa. We'll go to the second position, and I will invite Hajia Aisha Mohammed. She's the Director for Female Education at the Ministry of Education in Kaduna State. Please, a round of applause. Right, she's coming. Have we prepared? Yes. For emerging as the first runner-up in her voice, her vision, essay of your reflected great insights, originality, confidence. Okay. Who is all this about? So you call her name and then present.
Congratulations, Fatima Abubakar, for this wonderful performance. Congratulations.
Okay, yeah, I didn't mention the amount. It's 300,000 naira. All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And, well, now we know who the winner is by process of elimination. And so I'm inviting the Executive Director for Youth Hub Africa, Rotimi Olawale, to come present the final one. If he's not here, can I present on his behalf? I've never held this kind of check, so if he's not here, I will present it to. Give me an opportunity to shine and show my mother. I should hold on. We should give somebody opportunity to shine. You say no.
Stand up for the champions, for the champions.
Let me whisper.
Stand
I
up
know what
for the champions.
because my head is big.
Stand up.
Marginalization. They're marginalizing big-headed men.
For the champions, for the champions. Stand
Wait, DJ, wait. Why are you people playing the music as he's walking up? Did he win the prize? Did he win the prize?
Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, can't you see?
You want to know the first position? You want to know the first position? You already know it. The name is very hard to pronounce. Why did you give it to me?
So that you pronounce it. They did not let me present it.
Okay. I had to take a technical assistant. Okememboya Veronica. A round of applause for her.
For the champions, stand up.
DJ Khaled. Yeah. All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there.
All right. Thank you very much. Now can all three winners and the other the pretenders can leave. Yeah, the pretenders can leave. Can all three winners please come stand side by side? Go forward a bit. Yeah. Yeah, so the winner should be in the middle. Yeah, the first person should be in the middle, then they can flank you. You should be proud. Out of 300, amazing odds. Please, a round of applause. Another one continuously.
Number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions.
Okay. Yeah, family members, yes, you can come up. You can come up. Come share the joy. Family members, come to the stage.
For the champions, for the champions. Stand
Yes, family members, you can come. You can come.
Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up.
Thank you.
For the champion.
Executive Director, YouTube Africa, Rotimi, please now join the photo session.
Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
They said not mention prize of first winner. 500,000 naira that they did not let me present. All right, so family members, you can leave first, and then Rotimi will take a photo with the winners. Thank you.
And when I fall
No,
down,
no.
I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself
All right,
back
thank you
up.
very much. Thank you. Thank you. You didn't allow me to present the prize, so you can leave the stage, Rotimi. Yeah, but everybody can leave. Thank you very much. Congratulations again, young ladies. So this particular prize was supported by Malala Fund, and I'm aware that there is a video of the president of the fund congratulating the winners. And so we'll take 2 minutes to play it, and afterwards, I'm being discriminated upon because I have a big head. It's not fair, but justice for big-headed people. Right, so we'll take the video now, and afterwards we'll take a musical performance before we leave for lunch.
Working to ensure every girl
Remove the please. Remember, dictatorship, instructions, the stairs. Oh, okay.
Okay, so hi everyone. Hi everyone. Please don't make me nervous. My heart is already beating. Hi everyone. So when the last guy performed, I was so nervous. I'm like, hey God. People even stood up, like, what? Like, you know, the fear of like this person has raised the bar. And now I feel like my voice is a little bit crusty. So I want to do like a voice training with all of you. Will you join me? I'll be playing the guitar, so don't worry, I'll go back on stage. But I want to train my voice and see if people will like me now, so that I'll know if I'll just go home. So will you join me? So you just sing what I sing. Are you ready? La 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 la. Sing. Okay. Thank you. Again. La 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 la. Sing. I'm going higher. La 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 la. Hey, okay, I'll take that. I'll do one last one. If I see anybody doing it, I don't know what I'll give the person, but say yeah, yeah. Okay, everybody's just laughing, so yeah, I get it. Okay, so this first song is called All the Love, and it's a cover of a very popular Nigerian artist. I will let you to guess. But this song is like an affirmation to me. Like when I was growing up, it was difficult to have people believe in music conventionally. Like to say, oh, I'm going to be a music artist, and people would say, oh, you're doing the right thing. It's just recently that people have started accepting music as an actual profession. So sometimes, when this song was released, I sing this song to like affirm to myself, even if nobody believes in anything, even if few people believe in me, I would love me specially, and I am my best friend. So I hope you like it. Sorry, I'm nervous. Can you set the guitar more? Thank you. Just keep checking. Sorry, let them just check. Okay. Sounds better. Thank you. I don't need nothing from you. Your beautiful heart is a muse. I've been reckless with my choices. Can't seem to get what the point is. Life can be rough, can be smooth, and not every fact is the truth. Advancing and lay down my burden. Can't seem to silence the voices. But one thing he said, I'll be that person. We go be your shoulder body, bestie, anything. Your type, no many, they are not ready. I go give you 100%, never no 90. What an amazing, better quality. You are deserving of the love you are not getting. Independently, I'll take the liberty. And I go love you specially. Oh, all the love, all the care. Them they fake, I'm normally. Oh, don't be hard, baby, giving. I will love you specially. Oh, all the love, all the care. Them they fake, yeah. Don't be scared, baby, giving. I will love you. Them go wanna know, them go wanna know why you so colorful. They go wanna know because it melodies from my chest. I cannot get the hold of myself, yeah. And I hope say you they feel the same way. On the golden money, no fit change me. You be gold, be dancing on Saturday. Many, many things to tell. But one thing is certain, I be that person. We go be your shoulder body bestie. Anything, your type no many, they are not ready. I go give you 100%, never no 90. What an amazing, better quality. You are deserving of the love you are not getting. Independently, I'll take the liberty. And I go love you specially. All the love, all the care. Then they think I'm not. Baby, give it, I will love you specially. All the love, all the care, then be fake, I'm not. Baby, give it, I will love you specially. Okay, I'm still shaking, but it is well. The next song is called, I've not even named it yet, but I just wrote it recently. You know, sometimes we have people in our lives that want the best for us in the way they want the best for us. It's just like some of your parents saying, oh, I don't want you to do this. It's not because they hate you. It's because they want the best for you, but not in the way you want the best for you. So this song is literally me fighting, like, you are going to lose if you think you know what's best for me. Not to my parents, but to my friends. Because my friends will be like, oh, why don't you try this? But I'm like, this is what is best for me. So this is my song, and I hope you enjoy it. You start to talk and I never learned. You say you know me better than anyone. Oh, all up in my mind. You tell me, say, I for do that one, I should do this one. Oh, you gon' lose if you think that you know what's best for me. I believe I can be anything, so leave me, please. You don't know what's best for me. I can be anything. You start to talk and I never learned. You say you know me better than anyone. Oh, all up in my mind. You're telling me to do this one, to do that one. Oh, you gon' lose if you think that you know what's best for me. I believe I can be anything, so leave me, please. You don't know My name is Mima Jackson, and you can check me out on every streaming platform. I'm going to spell my name so that you can actually follow me on Instagram. So if you don't mind, please remove your phones and follow Mima Jackson. It's spelled MEEMAHJACKSON. MEEMAHJACKSON. You gon' lose if you think that you know what's best for me. I believe I can be anything, so leave me, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, first I have an apology to make. I had announced that after the performance we'd go for lunch. I hope you filled up on the tea break because I've been informed that that's not going to happen. You know, even dictators sometimes have orgas at the top. So I'm going to invite the executive director of Youth Hub Africa, that's Rotimi Olawale, to come here and tell us about the next activity that we're going to do. We're going to start with the Kahoot games and then move into the Enjoyer session. So a round of applause for Rotimi Olawale. I'm not going to tell you to make it louder. If you want to make it a muted applause, it's fine.
All right, thank you, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. If you enjoyed Kahoot games yesterday, say ha 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 ha. If you think you can win today, say hey 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 hey. Some people even know they cannot win. We've not even started. You are defeated already. All right, can I have it on the screen? As we did yesterday, we did kahoots.it, and then you put in the game pin 6180291, and you put in your nickname, and then we will be ready to start. In my previous life, I was a singer. Before I came on this one that I'm now on. Should I sing for you? Where's the guitar? Oh, they've taken the guitar away. Next year, I'll perform next year. The guitar is gone. Should I still sing for you? Mr. DJ, give me any song. Let me perform for these people. By the way, before I perform, 6180291 game code, I see we have 16 people here. Once I have about 35, 40 people, we are good to go. DJ, give me any song. Give me any lyrics. Anyone, any soundbite. Pump it up, pump it up. Let me form my lyrics. Oh, yeah, find me another one. Let it a little bit slower, so that my brain can rejig. You know, we've not eaten lunch yet. Maybe if you have 40 people faster, you can save me from performing. More people, please log in on time, before he finds another song for me. Okay, I see that we have 47, 48, 49, 50. Thank you very much for saving me from performing. DJ is still looking for music, but we have enough people. One day, yes, I went to Europe. I didn't have visa. They put me on a boat, but I could not swim. Thank you very much. All right, let's go back to Kahoot. www.kahoot.it, and then you put in the passcode 6180291. We have 8 questions, so you have 8 chances to get the answers correctly. And like I told you yesterday, if you know the right answer, there's also speed. If you choose the right answer quickly, then you win more points. If you choose the wrong answer quickly, then you lose more points. Don't worry. Next year, their conference, I'll have a band then. I'll have somebody playing guitar, I'll have somebody playing piano, somebody beating bata, and then I'll perform for you. I'll have my lyrics performed then correctly. All right, let's go to the first question. One of 8 questions, I think. 3, 2, 1. Question 1 of 9. Who is the first ever Nigerian professor? Professor Kenneth Dike, Professor Oladipupo Ogunlesi, Professor Abat Ogunde, or Professor Wole Soyinka. In 3, 2, I know you don't know it, just choose one. You don't know it. Bam. If you chose Professor Kenneth Dike, you are right. And I think it's only about 6 people who chose that option. In their mind, they are happy now, but they know they didn't know it. They just chose one, and they were lucky that it was the one they chose that was correct. So let's leave the leaderboard. We have B. Royd. Where's Gidado again? Where's Gidado? We have to take Gidado's phone because he won yesterday. You can't win again today. We have B. Royd, Gidado, MQ, Virus, and Shola Praise. Where's B. Royd? Where's B. Royd? Where's B. Royd? I don't know the code though. Who knows the code? 6180291. That's the code. Anyway, hold on before you go to the next. Even if you join now, you still have a chance of winning because some people will lose many, many questions. We have 8 more questions to go. Hold on. 6180291, right? 6180291. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go on to the second question. Number 2 of 9. Who was the first Nigerian musician nominated for the Grammys? We have Burna Boy, we have Tems, we have Davido, or we have King Sunny Ade. Should I sing a King Sunny Ade song for you? Because some of you don't know King Sunny Ade. Back in the days, King Sunny Ade and Onyeka Onwenu, now late, sang a very beautiful song. Technician, this question is incorrect. Oh. This one is incorrect. Oh. We'll assume that this is not correct, but we'll move to the next one because the answer is actually King Sunny Ade. It's actually King Sunny Ade. So this was an error from our technical team. Okay, can we start from the beginning and then you make that correction? Technical crew, can you make that correction? No, it will affect the scoring because people who chose the wrong answer would have the right answer and then they... We can't skip this one. It will tabulate. Can you make the changes? Can you make the changes? No. Can we make the changes or you can skip this one? Because this is going to affect the scores. Okay, let me look at the time that we have. We have very little time. Can you also confirm for me when Njoya joins for the next session that we have? Perhaps we can go to Njoya and then come back. And then we can come back for this one. Because if I don't hear anything now, you'll be forced. You are forcing me to perform another song now. And all my songs, I have not gone to the studio yet to perfect it. I don't want you people to steal my song. Maybe I'll also be nominated for Grammys someday soon. Or I invite the previous performer to join me and we sing a duet. Are you able to make the changes? Yes, they need to make the changes first. Mr. DJ, please give us a song. Let me concourse with the technical team behind.
Fine girl, got your body, you should not let me have it. See me rushing over, you cannot deny me. Now for me, I go fight for this, your loving. Fine, get it, walk by me like one mercy upon me. I know my actions got the worst upon me. Look let the devil take this moment from me. Not to follow the gas, now you fast, now you take my heart go. If I ask, see me, I lose on you. My mistress, take all my money and go. Not to follow the gas, now you fast, now you take my heart go. If I ask, see me, I cheat on you. My mistress, take all my money and go. Oh, I go. Feeling me, I'm a dad before my time. Feeling me, I'm a dad before the sunset shines in the morning.
All right. I was about to rap for you, but I'll save that till 2026. Okay. Now let's go back to Kahoot for the next 10 minutes before we do our last session before lunch. Not last session for the day, last session before lunch. Now you have a separate game pin. 40556 is the new game pin. 40556 is the new game pin. You go to www.kahoot.it, and then we start again. People's hands now. Everybody's eager. This is only where we'll see them on. Now, when we say right answer now, they'll not go show on screen. This is your moment of fame. Let's see your name here now. This one I know. Can I perform this one? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. If I tell you, say I love you. Sing with me, sing with me.
My money, my body, now your own. Oh, baby.
No, it's not mine, it's not mine, it's yours. Thank you very much, thank you very much. Your body is not mine, thank you. Okay, Kahoot.it 40556. How many people do we have? 110, and we have 3 winners at the end of the day. Now, the top 3 are going to get a gift. And then the last 4 to 100 will contribute that gift. Do you agree? Do you agree? If you agree, say hi. If you don't agree, say nay. The nay, they already know they will lose. The highs have it. Thank you very much. We'll collect offering and we'll donate it to the top 3. All right, let's see the questions. Let's start. You already know how this works. You have to click on the right answer, and you have to be very fast about it. In 3, 2, 1, let me see the first question. It might be a question you are familiar with. What does NIGCOMSAT stand for? Nigerian Internal Communication Satellite, Nigerian Communication Satellite Limited, National Information and Government Communication Satellite, Nigerian Communication Services, and Transmission. Hey! Wahala. If you chose Nigerian Communication Satellite Limited, you are correct, because that is a company, a government agency that helps to manage all the satellites that Nigeria has in the space, in the clouds, whatever it is. Because Nigeria has many satellites. You people don't believe we have a lot of satellites. All right, let's see the people who are leading. Ladies and gentlemen, in this 1 out of 8, Showman is number 1, followed by Damburam, King, and Nneoma and Ella. Let's see whether King will lose his crown today or he will retain the crown. Who is Showman? Where's Showman? That table again. That table again. Okay. Let's go to question number 2. And the second question, which West African countries recently experienced military takeovers? Ghana, Benin, Togo, or Liberia, Sierra Leone, Gambia, Kenya, Nigeria, Uganda, or Nigeria, Mali, Burkina Faso. When I know they watch news, we will know today. If you don't know, just do elimination by substitution. If you chose Nigeria, Mali, Burkina Faso, the answer is correct. All right, let's see the leaderboard. Jamie is now leading. Showman has fallen to second position, and King has fallen away from the leaderboard. Damburam is still there. Ashiwell was on this screen yesterday for a few times until he disappeared. Let's see whether Ashiwell will remain here. Let's go to question 3 out of 8. If you had the chance to fix one thing first in Nigeria, what will it be? Electricity, governance, education, or corruption? Now this one, I don't know which answer they will say is the right answer. I'm not there. Whatever answer they chose, it's technical crew, it's not me. But let me hear you. I want to see what people will say they will want to fix first in Nigeria. Wow. Governance and corruption are almost tying position, whereby electricity and education. You people don't like education. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Sorry, that's the bonus one. There's no leaderboard. Thank you very much. The Washington Accord was signed by the president of Ethiopia and Eritrea, DRC and Rwanda, South Sudan and Sudan, Somalia and Kenya. It was a fight between two countries, a very large country and a tiny country, and they solved that sometimes this year. I've given you a clue. The answer is DRC and Rwanda. And this is one of the wars that President Trump claims he has resolved. Let's look at the leaderboard. DJ. Which DJ? Is it this one? Is it this DJ? No, it's not this one. Where's the fake DJ in the audience? DJ, if you win, you come and do DJ work for us. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Which African country made history by having one of the youngest presidents aged 37 in 2018? Botswana, Chad, Mali, or Burkina Faso? The answer is Burkina Faso. Okay, let's go to the leaderboard. DJ is still leading. Jaire has now come in on the 5th. All the people who are leading with question number 1 has disappeared from the screen. Let's go to the next question. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his first inaugural speech, said, "Fuel subsidy is gone. I can't go and kill myself. Cassava, agbado in the morning, yam in the afternoon." If you don't know this one, we will flog you. And the right answer is fuel subsidy is gone. You people are paying double transport fare, so you know that one. Thank you very much. Let's see the leaderboard. Ashiwell is back. DJ still maintains that position, followed by Idziren, Kani, and AFA. Let's go quickly because I'm hearing that our next guest is ready. Who is the first Nigerian professor? You already saw this one before, so if you miss it, we'll chase you out of this auditorium. Professor Kenneth Dike, Professor Oladipupo Ogunlesi, Professor Wale Soyinka, or Professor Herbert Ogunde? In 3, 2, 1, bam. Some people still missed it. This is what happens. Some people, they give you original exam. You still fail. Why? Eh? Okay, let's see the leaderboard. DJ has fallen. Even if people say, your name has not showed, you are saying, you two do work now. Let us see your name on the list. Now we have Kani leading, F.A., Ashuel, DJ, and Jaire. Let's go to the next one. This is the last one. If your name has not shown now, forget it. It's too late. What does DARE stand for? Dream, aspire, rise, excel, determine, aspire, reimagine, express, determine, achieve, reform, educate, determine, act, react, empower. Yeah, at DARE conference. You don't know what DARE stands for. You think DARE means to dare. Very few people got it correctly. It's determine, aspire, reimagine, and express. Now let's look at the final 3 winners for this round of the Kahoot Games. Now in 3rd position, we have Hefe. 2nd, Double M. And in 1st position, we have Kani. Let's see the top 3 winners in front. Clap for them. Let's see the top 3 winners. Come forward. Let's see the top 3 winners. Okay. Kulu temper. Hold on. I can assure you that the volunteer did not see the question. And all of them are from the same department, protocol and logistics. We must ask election observers to help us investigate this thing. Okay. We will do another round at closing this evening. And that one, volunteers are not allowed to participate. Do you agree? Before they go, should they dance for us? DJ, punishment for them winning. They must dance for us. Yes.
I need all my God therapy to join me on this track. I want, I two, I three, go. Some people they want make a cry, some people they pray make a die. Why? But oh my girl. Some people they pray make a slow, some people no want make a grow. No, but oh my girl. Help me sing it out loud. But oh my girl, oh my girl, oh my girl, oh my girl. Any bad girl, only bad girl. But oh my girl, oh my girl, oh my girl.
Another song. Give them another song. If you don't dance, you are not living here.
Different people take this world. Some don't like me, want some show. Yes,
Which thank you.
After party, then we mash up the place. Party after party, then we mash up the place. Mash up the place.
If you don't dance, you are not living here.
Bossy, Godfather, man a OG, man a half humble, man a bossy. Fling a rag a rhythm like it's all free. Bossy, house on the coast G.
1 minute.
My money so long it doesn't know me.
Can we bring it down? One person is bribing me. Say, can I sing instead? I cannot dance. Should we allow her to sing for 1 minute? And they must back her up, right? 1 minute.
Okay, so when I said that, I didn't even know any song in mind, but thank you for letting me come here. Thank you for letting me come third. I did not cheat, I promise. It was all but a game, and I get that I'm smart, so thank you.
If you like the song, say ha 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 ha. There are many performers here. Oh. This is what I will have. All right, so we will have a quick conversation with Mr. Njoya Tikum, just to confirm if he's there. Technical crew, can you please put him on the screen for us? This is one of the challenges of doing technology-reliant sessions. I see the face. Mr. Njoya Tikum, can you hear us? Mr. Njoya Tikum, can you hear us? Excellent. Can you say something so that we can hear your voice in the room? I see we have some challenges with the sound, but let me introduce Mr. Njoya Tikum to you. Mr. Njoya is currently the Director, Sub-Regional Office for West and Central Africa and the Resident Representative of United Nations Development Program in Senegal. He is someone I've known for many years, and I consider him a senior colleague, a senior brother who has been very instrumental in pushing for development programs, supporting a lot of young people, not only in West Africa, but across the African continent. Mr. Njoya Tikum, you're welcome to DARE Conference 2025. My first question to you would be looking at the work that you have done over many years. These days, people say education is a scam. Does education still have a role to play in guiding and directing young people towards a path for success? We can't hear you yet. I don't know if you are muted.
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much, Rodney, and good afternoon to everybody out there. I'm supposing you're in Abuja, Rodney.
Yes, we're in Abuja.
Good afternoon to everybody out there. Sorry I couldn't make it, and I'm apologizing for joining only today on Saturday, but I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy to be on this call because you called, Rodney, and I just couldn't say no, even though it's on the weekend. But even more so because we are talking to our young people, and I think this is something you and I, and I guess everybody in that room feels quite passionate about. So we can't say no to an invitation of this nature. But you've asked a very important question: whether or not education, as it currently is, it's still the main gateway to prosperity. If I frame it that way, I think it still is. Rodney, the simple answer is yes, but a more nuanced answer would be, what kind of education are we talking about? Are we talking about the educational system that we inherited, in the 60s following our post-colonial strife? Or are we talking about a new kind of education that is fit for purpose for what our economies in Africa look like today? I'm sure you would have been discussing this throughout the 2-3 days of the DARE conference. But that's a big issue for us on the continent today. I was looking at the statistics coming from your National Bureau of Statistics in Nigeria that says almost 600,000 young people graduate across Nigeria universities every year, and perhaps less than half of them get gainfully employed, either in a formal or properly informal sector. And the rest of them are left to find ways of creating their own jobs. The question we have to ask ourselves, Rodomi, is whether or not those 600,000 people that go through the formal system of education in Nigeria, in my own country, Cameroon, in Senegal, where I am, whether or not we are misleading these young people into getting an education that doesn't prepare them for what the continent needs. And I'm not talking about the multilateral system. I know you want to talk about the UN, and I'm sure we'll have a conversation about that. But I think there's a fundamental question on the job to market argument about our educational system. We had, over a couple of years, created an educational system that helps to build access, but that never really gave our young people a way to retain wealth. We have inherited educational system across Africa. This is not a problem bound to Nigeria. Educational system that were meant to serve and provide clerks to the post-colonial, the colonial and the post-colonial system. And we really haven't found a way to pivot from that since we got our independence. So we still have a lot of investment in humanities and social sciences, and less so in vocational and STEM. This is an African challenge. To get to the continent that you and I have been struggling to get to build on this planet, to get to a prosperous continent, the discussion has to start with arguing or contesting that modus of education that we inherited and challenging how that system has either helped us create a lot of social scientists and less so of the people that the continent needs to transform itself. That said, I still think that a continent that is educated is a better continent than one that isn't. I still think that every young person who is able to get a degree multiplies their income, and there's data around this, multiplies their income 10 times higher than the one that hasn't been educated. But we also live in a continent that now has 75% of its young people operating in the informal sector, all of them educated. So somebody might challenge that whole notion, but if I'm educated and the informal sector is what provides me my survival and my livelihood, how can you then tell me that I have an income 10 times higher than the person who I'm struck with, who is not educated itself? So these are questions, Rodney, I don't have an answer to them, but what I know for sure is that you and I are sitting here today because our parents invested in us. They gave us the tools to be educated. They allow us to dream and see the possibilities of a world that is at our yardstick just because we're able to read and write. And there's a difference between being educated and understanding how to use that degree or that education in the day-to-day life of our countries. So I think at one point we would have to separate people who just went through school, but school didn't go through them, with those who didn't even finish school, but gathered enough to be able to survive in the real world. But if you are really asking about the United Nations and how we operate, it's just impossible for you to come in without having the basic educational system, educational criteria and requirements that are needed to go through, the application process. But I'm sure we'll have time to talk about this again.
Thank you very much. If you have the opportunity to speak to African leaders, and I know you occasionally have these opportunities from time to time, the other day in Gambia, you organized a forum together with our former president, President Jonathan. If you have the opportunity to meet and mingle with leaders and to advise them on what to change to make our education fit for the future, to prepare our young people for the future of work, a future now that we talk about artificial intelligence and also remote work, what would you advise them to change?
I think that's a very good question. To be honest with you, you're right. I discussed this with President Jonathan, President Obasanjo. We were last week with him. It's just impossible for the continent to grow if we continue to have more anthropologists. And I apologize for any anthropologists in the room. But if we continue to have more anthropologists than electrical engineers, if we continue to have more sociologists than plumbers or mechanical engineers, if we continue to have more people in the social than those who are supposed to be building. So I think the first advice, and in my conversation, is that we have to remodel our educational system to be one that helps create and build, rather than one that helps assimilate or accept notions and principles of certain disciplines. So it is for us to shift our educational system to a creative and building educational system away from the one we have now, which is more of a clerk-based receptionist educational system. But that takes not just an institutional change, it takes a mind shift change in our societies. I tell you, Rodney, when I was growing up, those who at my age who had finished from primary school and were asked to go to technical school were laughed at in the communities when I was growing up. We thought those who were going to read civil engineering, mechanical engineering, we felt they had failed. They were not able to get to the general education that were prestigious. But I think the advantage of being educated is that you do away with some of these wrong myths. And we now realize that my friends who had gone into civil and electrical and mechanical engineering are those that have created jobs, some of which we are now trying to get ourselves. We now realize that you cannot build a nation with social sciences only. We do need them. We obviously need, the folks in social sciences. I'm a social scientist myself. We do need people like you and I. But I think the continent that we are seeing, the level of growth in its demographic that we are experiencing, the pace at which the continent is urbanizing, it's going to need a lot more builders and creators than talkers like you and I. So I think the advice I would give to any leader is to completely and dramatically change our educational curriculum to shift into a building and creative one. Look at what you've just cited, AI, technology and artificial intelligence. Everybody in that conference room has a WhatsApp on their phone. They have a WhatsApp app on their phone. WhatsApp only has 7,000 people working for them. It's probably a $7 billion company, $7+ billion company. Only 7,000 or so people working across the world. That's the future. If you look at Facebook, if you look at Meta, if you look at the possibilities that exist within the new, whether it's generative AI or machine learning, these are traits that our young people today, if given the opportunity to understand how to use this new technology, can create a pedigree of wealth that you and I would never have dreamt of in our days. But even if you don't go into the technological space, you stay with the agricultural space. We were punished to go and cut grasses when we were in school. Corporal punishment were for you to go and clean and cut. We were told that agriculture is a bad thing. But the continent needs to feed almost 1.4 billion people, perhaps 2 billion people in the next couple of years. And who's going to feed them? We can't keep importing. So we need folks who can mechanize our agricultural system. You don't do that by just focusing on the kind of educational system we have now. So there is need to revolutionize our educational system. And that revolution has to start with every one of the young people in that room. It has to be a consciousness that makes you understand that where the continent is going needs to be the guiding principle on how you choose your own academic and educational pathway.
Thank you very much. Mr. Njoya has worked at the United Nations for over 20 years. How many people want to work at the UN here? Anyone? Yeah. I see a couple of hands in the room. What advice would you have for any young person inspiring to get into international development? Maybe not the UN alone. What kind of advice would you have for them?
That's a very good question. I suspected you were going to ask that, having invited me. But I'm actually happy that this is coming. For a long time, the multilateral system was not even seen as something for Africans, if I'm honest. We used to see the UN as almost, a distant thing. You didn't understand how people got into the UN. I'm a Cameroonian. We felt you can't get in unless you know somebody. You have a godfather, a godmother, a godsister, a god uncle. But my story was different. I didn't know anybody. I applied probably 100 times. I had been practicing in the legal field, and I kept applying because I wanted an opportunity to join the multilateral system. Then I was given an invitation to come for an interview. I went through a process, and I got it. But since I joined, I understand why people think it's a myth to join the UN. It's very difficult. At least that's the perception. So let me give you some practical steps, especially for the young people in the room, on how they can build a career. And you're right, not just the UN, but in international development. Every year across Africa, we have at least 3 months of vacation when you are in school, when you're still in college, at least 3 months. I advise young people everywhere I go is when you have those 3 months, don't go to the village and play football and join youth clubs. Find an NGO like yours, like Youth Hub. Go and do an internship or even volunteer for free. Go and join a hospital. Go and join anything, a community-based organization. If you start in your first year or level 100, as you call it in Nigeria, I think, By the time you finish, you would have accumulated at least a year of work experience or 2. If you have 1 year or 2 years of work experience, all of it based on your internships and your volunteering during your summer break or during your third term holidays, that already gives you an edge more than every other young person in your generation who have graduated with 0 work experience. Because first, it teaches you how to work in a professional space. It offers you opportunity to understand how to carry yourself and act in a professional space. But the reason that's even important is that if you were to join the UN and you have 0 work experience, and we have all these entry-level programs, and sometimes they would say those entry-level programs, you're eligible even if you don't have experience. But if you were to submit an application, say to the UN Volunteers Program, and say, I would like to volunteer in any country in the world, but I just graduated. Oh, by the way, I spent the last 4 years doing 3 months every year volunteering with this organization, this company, this private sector. You already have an edge over 90% of the applicants that are coming from your country who have never or have wasted those 4 years just studying without learning some skills. The system is automated in the sense that if you were to apply, and I talk about UNV because I think for a young person just leaving school, if you want to join the UN, please go and check the UN Volunteers Program. It's the easiest way for you to come in. We call it UN Volunteers, but you have a stipend that is commensurate to a civil servant in any African country. So you can live well. But even more so, you are able to have, you come in and have a career path and learn and be able to then, grow into professional spaces. But that system is automated. The system will eliminate those who have zero experience. It's nobody, it's just the AI, the model that they've injected. That's why if your resume already have 1 month, 2 months, 3 months work experience, call it volunteer, internship, fellowship, even your National Youth Service work that you do, it must count. You've got to be able to process that and capture it and submit it for an application. So there are 3 things. 1, please get some work experience. Don't worry about the kind of work experience, but while you're in school, already try to do some internships, some volunteerism. Doesn't matter where. Honestly, it doesn't even matter if it's a company or an organization with a big name. Just occupy yourself. Number 2, you've got to ask yourself, what aspect of international development do you want to work in? We now have thematics in the climate space, we have the energy space, we have the governance space, we have the economics, but you have a bigger divide, which is the humanitarian and the development. Try and do some research online and say, I want to be in the humanitarian space. Then you focus on those international organizations that work in humanitarian support. And these are mostly in fragile conflict context. If you look at the development space, and that's what you're more interested in, then you have a broader scope of organizations, both the UN and non-UN, that also operates in development spaces, in middle income, in least developed, and in upper middle income countries. So there's a degree of research and investment that you have to do in yourself, but also a second level of research that you have to do in understanding how these organizations work. I don't think there's any particular degree that you need to get into any of these organizations. And I'll give you an example. I read law, but when I joined the UN, I joined as an in fact, I first joined as a special assistant. Nothing to do with the legal background, more than 5 years of legal education that I had, 0. I was merely supposed to be advising the director on a couple of policy issues, but I educated myself to play that role well because the degree that I got gave me a good baseline. But when I was in that team, I had a colleague who had a degree in civil engineering, but somehow find themselves in the governance unit and became our anti-corruption expert. Because over the years, they educated themselves in anti-corruption mechanisms and became an advisor for the region. So the UN is quite broad. It doesn't really matter what educational background you have. If you've made the UN your organization of choice, or multilateralism your organization of choice, you just need to figure out which agency, which department, which sector you want to focus in, and then try and then reach out to people who are already in this space to guide you. It's very important to use the mentors you have in the room there. I always say in Africa, we don't mentor well because we are afraid of that terminology. I don't know why. But it's important that every young person gets somebody they can look up to and seek for help. I'm here on a Saturday talking to you because I consider Rotimi a mentor, a mentee. So when he calls me, I have to show up and support his initiatives. You've got to be able to have people who can speak about you when you're not in the room, and people you can reach out to on a Saturday when I'm supposed to be with my family, but I'm with you because I feel indebted to this mentee that I have in Nigeria. So it's important that you build that network as you grow and you try. And lastly, and I'll end here, don't be worried about people not responding to your messages on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Use social media Don't be scared. Harass people, because the people you're trying to reach, there are probably 1,000 people trying to reach them. So just keep insisting. And when you have the opportunity to finally talk to them, please do some research so that you don't go and be asking them about the weather and the climate. Ask them things that can help them connect to you better and want to talk to you the next day. But it's important that you program yourself from now while you're still in school, so that by the time you leave, you have something on your resume. You don't have a blank resume. You have something on your resume that allows you to open a conversation on the pathway you would like to choose.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for Mr. Njoya Atikum. I know our time is fast spent, but I'd like to at least take about 3 to 5 questions before we wrap up. I've been told 2. I'll use my dictatorial tendencies because you taught us that one in the morning. I'll do 3 instead of 2. Let me see hands, actually, if we have up to 3 people who want to ask a question. I can't see clearly. I see one hand here. I see a second hand there. Any lady or any student? And I see a third hand behind. So 1, 2, 3. Any student? I'll give any student who wants to ask a question. Any student? Anyone? No. Can I have a roving mic, please? Let's start with the gentleman in front. Because of time, please keep it short. Tell us your name and keep it short, 1 minute.
Yeah, so good day, sir. It's great to be here. My name is Chima Ernest Okoli, and I really love this session.
Can you raise your voice?
Okay, I really love this session because it's something that hits home, and it's something that is at the core of what I do around youth development. Yeah, so I would really love to ask, as regards the pivoting of our curriculum, as it were, and to get more people hands-on and building stuff, from the advisory point of view that you have, as you've worked with the UN for a period of time, how is the best transition method? For example, in Nigeria, you have the NERDC, which is saddled, is a part of our Ministry of Education, is saddled with creating curriculums and all of that. So how best can we transition from this clerky type of education? How best can we, from the curriculum point of view, from what we have now, begin to subtly transition to a more hands-on, creative, educational ecosystem?
Thank you very much. Let's go to the second person who is at that corner. Can you please stand so he can see you? Yeah, that's that gentleman.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Rotimi, we need to appreciate you firstly on the effort you made over this program. We really appreciate you, Adam. Thank you first. The topic that I just raised on education is one of the major factors that really affect this country in terms of development. To me, that's one thing we need to do. We need to create a system, either as an institution or an CSOs, to come up with a new model of system that really empower people, irrespective of what the gifts they have, with the talent and the skill, not accepting what is given to us from the colonial educational system we inherited. That is one. Number 2, if government, I don't think Nigeria will have a institution that really focus on discovering a potential or coming with a particular program that can be able to dictate what a gift, the potential in people. If we don't have, one of the programs you are doing is really good. That's why we link up to you over from the 2022. Me, I'm connected to you since then at the conference, and that's how I come to connect. Because what you are doing is really shifting the thought or changing the direction of person mindset for him to discover himself. So please, if there's no, my question is, how can we to come up with a new model on our own if government they don't have, so that we can be able to channel our own energy to know, to discover our own potential and to excel in it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And then the final one, I think there's, can you please stand up so that they can see you? Okay, the lady.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donnelyn Harry. I'm a Master of Ceremony, quintessential speaker. I want to say thank you to the organizers. Thank you, Mr. Rotimi, for having us here today. Please appreciate him, please. It's not just talk, he's doing the work. My question goes like this. For those of us who are not very young, we have been in the workspace for over 10 years. Some of us are mid-level managers, and we want to switch and work with NGOs, the United Nations, and the likes. What advice do you have for us? Because we might not be able to go in because of experience as volunteers. What do you advise us to do? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Njoya, I hope you have heard the 3 questions that have been directed to you.
Yes, I think I got the first one. I forgot my young brother's name. I forgot his name. Chuku, I think Chika, the first brother. But he asked the question: How do we orchestrate the transition? How do we ensure that there's that transition from the inherited model? Because the truth is, he's right. We also cannot continue crying and blaming the colonial masters, right? We've got to find a way to effect this change ourselves. And at one point, I mentioned that there's also a level of personal responsibility that we all have to take. If you think about it, if I'm in, I know there are a lot of young people there today, if I'm in college today, if I'm in university today, and I have 2 more years to go, and I'm not really trying to bring down any sector, so let me stop mentioning names of degree programs. But if I'm in a degree program where I don't really know what tomorrow would look like once I finish after 4 years of university, and maybe another 1 year of NYCE, and I don't know what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back and trying to join public service. Yet I'm just in my 2nd year. I would want to create a pivot myself mentally. I'll be asking myself, okay, I'm reading history. But at the end of the day, how am I going to use this history to build my society? And I have 2 more years to pay tuition and to finish. Perhaps at an individual level, if the state has not yet created that structural change, perhaps at an individual level, I must ask myself, is there a possibility for me to also start learning something around AI online? To also start taking classes or some courses around entrepreneurship? To also start understanding how the solar and the green energy business works? There are so many things you can do individually, especially with the free access we have online, that prepares you for life after education, even if we are still confined to the post-colonial educational system. I do know that in Nigeria, having visited Nigeria so many times, that there are an incredible level of opportunities outside the academic, the formal academic space for young people to grow. I'll tell you guys something. Nigeria, there's a model in Nigeria that has been studied in Harvard. It's the model where the business people take on apprentice, train them, and then settle them. That's a model. I read that in the States. I didn't even know about it. There's a model that has been created in Nigeria that has worked and that so many other countries have adopted. If you're in school and you have somebody or you have the possibility to learn something outside your academic space, that already is a transition that you can begin to make at a personal level. Because to be quite honest, most of the macro level transitions we are talking about, it needs to be done by the states. It needs a state machinery to do it. But maybe we can shift the states a little bit to a point where they see the value proposition of the vocational and technical aspects of the building aspects of our economies, to a point where it convinces them maybe to reinvest more in those aspects. Because the problem is not that they don't understand, but that our governments don't, they do. It's just that the investment in those creative aspects is disproportionate. So I think for my young brother, I would advise you to start first at a personal level. We don't have to keep blaming the past. Figure out in your space what are the opportunities that you have to pivot in your own career pathway and maybe help your own community to also see that pivoting happen. There are people who are vested in doing educational advocacy to make this change happen. We need a Pan-African educational system. But maybe at an individual level, try and create that change for yourself. And first start by bettering of yourself. While we hope that the momentum and the advocacy around the change on the continent of our curriculum continue to take place. We are doing that. Some of us are pushing government and policymakers to effect that change. The second point, I think my brother was more of a comment. He was making a general comment, kind of buttressing some of the things I said. I'm not sure if I got his question well. But I would say that, if you think about it, colleagues, it is Nigeria that gave us Afrobeat. It's Nigeria that gave us Nollywood. None of these two creative sectors were engineered by public service regulations or by policy. It was created by the people themselves. And this has now become a new space, a new frontier, not just for the social or the sociological change that the continent needs, but has opened an entirely different form of business enterprise that has moved from Nigeria to my own countries, Cameroon to Senegal. We now have young people, all they do is try and focus in creating short clips on YouTube, and they're making a lot of money. I'm not saying all of us should become creatives in that space, but I'm saying the change that we need doesn't necessarily need to come from the state. Sometimes it has to be engineered by us. It has to be engineered by the creatives in that room that decides that the formal structures will not serve as a border for their creativity. So I'm not sure what my second brother was trying to say, but I do think that your point was really about how we take advantage of some of the changes that are happening to reposition our young people, in today's world. The two areas that would create, in my estimation, and it's a Nigerian, Adesina Wood said that when he was in the African Development Bank, the two areas that will create the biggest billionaires on the continent of Africa in the next 10, 15, 20 years is agriculture and technology. That's a fact. Because of the rate at which our population is growing, every country will continue to struggle to feed its people. Because of the rate at which our transformation is needed, every country would need to understand the role of technology to leapfrog on its development pathways. If you are somebody in this room who understands this too, and you're looking at yourself, even if you studied like some of us social and humanities, and you're looking at yourself and you're thinking, how do I be part of that prosperity dialogue of the continent? You have those two segments. But again, the creative, I think, is the one that nobody has quantified, but the creative is creating millionaires on a daily basis. And at the same time, it's helping change the narrative of the continent. A lot of people knew that Africa has story buildings and mansions because they watch Nollywood. I was in Europe and somebody was asking me, is that really Africa? I said, no, it's Nigeria. But there are a lot of people who don't understand that on this continent, there is wealth that is hidden under a false narrative that the world has created for us. And the work that Nigeria has done and the young people in Nigeria has done is unearth that world to the rest of the world. My sister around middle career, first of all, in UNV, there's no age limit. You can be 90, you can be 100. I think there's a lower age limit of 22 or 21, if I'm not mistaken. So you can certainly come in. When I was in South Sudan, I recruited 100 judges from around Africa to come and help the country of South Sudan build their judicial system. We got so many police commissioners, we got so many medical doctors, healthcare officials, nurses. So there's no age limit, my sister. But I think your fundamental question is, how do you pivot a career when you already invested so much in, you said you're an MC, mid-level MC, and from when you spoke, you're definitely good at your job. How do you pivot? I think the mistake most of us make, my sister, is we're good at something, but we try to run away from it to do something that we're not good at because we think that's what is training or that's what would get us to the next step. My advice is your area of expertise is highly needed on this continent. I give you an example. In the UN, every single year, we organize more than 2,000 workshops and conferences put together. For 90% of them, we recruit people like you to come and help us steer the discussion. Rotimi was just mentioning the discussion I had with President Obasanjo. It's because we did not find a good MC, and they threw me in to go and MC that discussion at the last minute. If we were able to have someone like you MCing that discussion, maybe it would have been a different level. I was a novice, and I came in and I did my best. But on every given day, we recruit people like you who come in with a unique skill to be able to steer conversations and manage situations different. So don't run away from that. I think that's your strength. You just need to build on that. Maybe create yourself a profile within any of the multilateral system. There are rosters across the region that can have somebody like you on it. Once you enroll in any of those rosters, then you're in. The difficulty is just to come in, but once you're in, you then have 93 agencies you can work with easily. So don't give up, don't run away from your strength. Maybe just figure out, and you're there with Rodemi, he can also help you quite well, connect you to some of these networks. There are networks. Figure out how to join one of these professional networks that opens the door of multilateralism for you. Once you're in, the rest is really history. Don't run away from that. Don't pivot. You're on the right track. If you're going to pivot maybe from a private-led, job kind of search to one that then allows you to join networks of your peers, networks or consortiums of people doing similar things like what you're doing, so that you scale your expertise in the market space. That would be my advice. And UNV is also for you. Rotimi will tell you offline how much an average UNV make, but okay, it's not a secret. An average UNV makes at least $2,500 a month. Maybe it's not a lot of money, but it's a lot of money for some of us who come from countries that are struggling. But I keep saying it's not necessarily the money. It's the opportunity to get in. And once you're in, given your expertise, your level of experience, you would easily strive. For most Africans, this is the advice I tell them. Don't be shy. Come in. Once you're in, your talent will speak for itself. It's difficult to hide a sun, even if you use an umbrella. Eventually, people will see that sunlight. So just figure out how to make sure that your sun stays up, even when everybody around you try to make you see darkness. Thank you, Rodney.
A round of applause for Mr. Njoya. And thank you very much. I think we have come to the end of this conversation, but I will not allow you to go until I ask this question. Nigeria, Cameroon, DRC, and Gabon, they have one thing in common. Who knows that? One is jollof rice. Mr. Njoya, they said jollof rice. Who has the better jollof rice between Cameroon and Nigeria?
Rodney, I would give you the Nollywood and the Afrobeat. You will not take football from us. I think we've proven that you are our junior brothers in football. Even there in Lagos.
We will meet at the, what is it called? At the playoffs. Who do you think will win the playoffs, Nigeria or Cameroon? They said Nigeria.
Wish Africa the best.
We wish us the best. All right, thank you very much. A round of applause once more for Mr. Njoya. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation on the weekend. I know he would have joined us yesterday, but he was on a flight and he promised to join today and he fulfilled it. I'll now hand over back to the MC who would guide us on the next sessions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And finally, we can break for lunch. But you don't get to leave for lunch. I've been told to inform you that you should remain on your seats and lunch will be brought to you. For two reasons. One, it's easier that way for those who are distributing. And secondly, because we're trying to cut and claw back some of this time that we've lost, right? So we'll take about 20 minutes and do nothing else but eat. 20 minutes, just remain on your seat. And while you wait for the food to come, if you look at your table, you will see a feedback form. Bring out your phone, scan it, and give feedback to the organizers of this conference. You can also give feedback on the timing of the food, right? Yeah, you can. Okay, so I will see you in 20 minutes.